So today we are out here in Yuba City helping a really sweet and lovely family determine the nature of a potential haunt. That is not a scary entity. That is a cute little nugget of a baby in the background that is just adorable, and we want to make sure they're not being affected by any energy in the space either. We want to ensure that everyone in this home is having a good time, a good experience, that any residual energy from the history of the location, the land, or the home is not impacting the happiness of a really lovely family. There is some unique different layers of energy that seem to be colliding a little bit in this space, and I'm actually drawn to a couple areas. I keep being told I need to be below the house, so I don't know what that means. And there's also a little piano in the hallway that was drawing my attention, and so I'm not sure what that's about, if it would make noise or if it has a familial history or something attached to it, but it seems to be drawing my attention pretty distinctly. And as we conduct the full walkthrough, I think more energies will speak to me. I did feel something walking through the front entryway. I saw someone kind of like walking by, and so my curiosity is, are there types of visual phenomena? Because I think the living would notice things, would see things, would hear things, almost like hearing stuff move in the kitchen or in other rooms, maybe clattering, other motion. I feel like it's that, like, oh, that was probably just whatever, but then you try to debunk it or recreate it and you can't. That's the kind of energy I'm feeling in the space, and I'm getting the sensation of just waking up and feeling like somebody's standing above you or in the room, or being watched, or maybe watching TV and turning behind you expecting someone to be there and they're not there. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting in the space. So I'd like to know, is all of it paranormal, or is some of it, you know, because the home is a little older, is there any kind of wiring issue, or anything to that effect? Or it could be both. As we know, raw EMF, even from man-made sources, can feed the paranormal. And of course it will agitate the living human body. It will make you feel uneasy. So a meter sweep is going to be very important in this space. There is an older woman in the home, though, that I keep feeling, probably in her 70s to 80s, that keeps putzing, like, she's literally in the kitchen a lot and seeming to, like, be judging how you're cooking and what the recipe is. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? She's kind of mindful about what people are doing in the space. And I am curious if she belongs to the house as the previous owner, or if she belongs to the family, because she does seem interested in what they're doing, and if she wasn't family, she's acting like she is now. A little heavy set, a little shorter, maybe 5'5", 5'6", give or take, but like squeezable, huggable, very huggable type of woman, very squeezy, and she seems to mean well. I would classify her as a sweet and spicy woman, is kind of her vibration to me. And there also seems to be a male that very much interested in wanting to fix things around the place. He's like, oh, I can fix that. Oh, I can fix that. Oh, let me take that apart. Oh, wait. Oh, I got a tool for that. He seems like to think that he can do whatever. He's a little taller, maybe 5'10" or up, and a little bit lankier, definitely different proportion than the woman. And he's got some breathing problems, though. I feel like either asthmatic or allergies or something in the throat and upper chest. The chest is uncomfortable and actually sharp a little sharpness in the chest with him. So I think we should explore the space, get answers for this family, and just let them know that peace can be here. They can love their home. They can love their life here. And everybody can live in harmony, both the living and the deceased. We want to get some peace and some harmony for them. So let's get her
I'm back on you.
So what we're going to be doing in your house is a lot of weird mumbo and jumbo, but a lot of science as well. We want to document everything we possibly can document in the space. to just say, hey, is it man-made electrical stuff? Is it normal? Or is there a spiritual cause, or is there both? Because ultimately, we want everyone to be happy in the space.
Yeah.
That is the primary goal of what our team is for, is making sure everyone's happy. Because nobody needs to be creeped out in their own home. So yeah, obviously it's a very big, beautiful family, just a lot of wonderful people that they just really want to love their space. They don't want to feel skeeved out. And I honestly, like, it sounds to me like somebody's knocking things around up here, like they're moving things. And I keep seeing a shadow walk by. It's literally like there's a trail, like somebody's walking through. They come through, they mess around and knock around up here. And then it's like they follow, I don't know, this almost has a residual tendency to it. It's like somebody's just replaying a loop of something that they replayed in the past. I don't even know if this is a conscious entity or not. But this, somebody is attached to this. Somebody is speaking about this item, and I don't know why, but they are very much fixated. I don't. Oh. Uh-oh. That's the down there they were talking about.
Uh-oh.
I'll save that for last.
Okay.
Because I feel like I need to save that for last. I think we should do up here first.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And very interesting.
That was very interesting, Bob.
This space in here, my ears are actually ringing.
Yay.
I feel, this is sort of an energy of a little bit of sarcastic know-it-all. It's just kind of what I feel like. I know what I'm doing, and just but a funny sarcastic vibration.
Snarky.
A fun snarky energy, yeah. It's kind of interesting. But something does come in here. I'm almost like standing over something. My ears are ringing a lot in here, and I don't know what it is.
It's really high pitched.
Stare. Step up, but you don't have to come all the way in here.
Well, okay.
Just stay right there.
Yeah, I guess it's just the bathroom, yeah.
Yeah, don't trip yourself for no reason.
For sure.
I feel a chest pain in here. A lot of tight chest pain.
I'll be backyard, I'm guessing.
No, I'm not gonna do that right now. But
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's where that goes, right?
Yeah, it does. And I see the dog.
What is it?
That's a cute dog.
Baby? Oh, I see him.
Yeah, little nugget out there.
Just like my best girlfriend's dog, Ripley. Who passed away.
Aww.
I feel claustrophobic in here. I feel emotion and crying and claustrophobia. Yeah. In here, I feel a little bit of abdominal tightness, digestive issues, maybe a little reflux, tightness in the throat even. It's all kind of in this whole tract. A little bit. Yeah. To me, it seems like the living would feel suddenly startled by something. I feel startled. I feel startled in the space. Like, whoa, like, wake up, what was that? What was that? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? The visual and auditory phenomena seem to be something that this energy seems to be producing at a really rapid rate sometimes. But then it's like it goes in waves, and I'm not sure why. I know there's a lot of residual energy in this space, which So residual energy is a replay, like a loop. It's just memories of the past replaying, echoing into the space. It's not like an actual entity that can touch you or interact with you. So there's a lot of that, which can make it feel very full because there's so much energy and the vibration is high. But something is clearly active here because I feel like almost loomed over, for lack of a better term, just like, what you doing? How's it going? You know, like loomed over. And it's like I don't know if they're just doing it out of like accidentally or out of curiosity. But yeah, still with this feels uncomfortable and the belly feels uncomfortable in this space. But then all of a sudden, you'll just see somebody go by. Just you'll see somebody go by, and you're like, was that really a thing? And then logic tries to start to kick in, but the logic is not going to explain half of this, unfortunately. In here, there's that woman that just seems to be into everything. She's into everything. She's like, okay, well, we're going to do this, we're going to go here, we're going to get into this, we're going to go into that, we're going to get over here, we're going to do this. You know, she's like, she's into frickin', this woman is into everything. And I don't know why she thinks that she needs to be or what the deal is, but she's just literally into everything. Oh, let me wash this up. Oh, let me fix this. She's actually trying to say that, you know, traditional recipes need to be done this way. Oh, she's meticulous about those. Oh, she's very fixated on doing it the way her mom did it. So, like, you need to do that way too, is her pickiness about things. But she's good soul, good heart. Spicy, but she means well. They keep talking about that damn piano. They're obsessed with it. And I don't know what energy is obsessed with it. That is where I'm having trouble finding the connection. They're obsessed with that piano.
It's a super cute little piano.
It is, but they're just so fixated. I don't know if that came from somewhere else, if an energy came with it, or if it. I guess we better go down to the stereo place. Am I gonna kill myself going down here?
Don't die.
Okay.
Be sure to lower your head.
Oh yeah, this is a good way to fall down the stairs.
All of you be very careful because this is going to be precarious.
Okay, I got you.
Very precarious.
Yeah, this is like one step and you're done.
A massive decoration.
It's no wonder they're understanding.
I hit my head on something.
What the hell's in there?
My bedroom.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting
You sleep down
place to
here?
live.
It's actually not that bad.
Can
Except for the window part.
Yeah.
Typical dude's room, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about. I feel that anybody would have any sensitive predilection would actually have weird dreams in a space like this. Like the dreams would just be weird. Very creative, elaborate, colorful dreams could be elicited from the energy in this space. I also feel this energy of ready to launch. I don't know why I hear that. Just, I'm ready to launch. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to launch. A desperation of escapism, and desperation to leave, and energy in this space. And those dreams seem very vivid. I also feel that same sort of like, there's a level of ability, a spiritual ability, but also a level of denial, but a massive ability to potentially tune in, but no desire to do so, or a fear of admitting it, and it just focus on Focus on the pragmatic. Focus. That's the sense I feel in the space. Focusing on the pragmatic. But I do feel like physical phenomena, like being touched in the space, like taps, touches, pokes, poking awake, smacking somebody like to wake up, and that kind of sensation. I feel physical touches is something that might be happening in this, either in the space or in this home in general. There might be some physical phenomena of like being touched. So that's a little weird. Okay, let's go wander.
Not a tall people zone.
It's not really, is
Watch
there?
out for the spiders.
No, I don't need to say those words.
Oh, there is another room? Another.
We don't access.
Oh, you don't access it.
And where is that?
Back there.
Oh.
If you look behind the dresser there, you can see it's blocked off with wood.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not okay.
That's not okay at all.
There's actually a hole right there. I wonder if you could stick your camera in there a little bit and get a little something. I don't know.
I can certainly try.
Give it a shot.
You're not going to see anything but timbers. I can already tell you're just going to see rafters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to try to get the night vision.
It seems
Yeah,
like
that would
they were
actually be a
just-
great
they were
idea.
trying to use a lot of the space,
Yeah.
and they just kind of, when they stopped needing to use the space, they just walled it off.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any great secret or any great tragedies that caused
the years
it,
they
but-
just don't use it anymore. There's a lot of floor space around it.
It is interesting, though.
Multiple layers.
Wendy, do you think there's any way you could try the night shot in that hole a little
For
bit?
sure.
Just to, if you can't, then that's fine. But if you can see anything, that would be helpful.
Here's my camera.
Is it just like wood and stuff?
I see beams.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you're going to see in there, I think.
All right, that's fine.
That's all I see for now.
Yeah.
It could have just been, honestly, even though they walled that off, it could just be
It's just a
storage.
little creepy. That,
It could've-
as a room like that would be, because it's not been used in a long time. And, I'm
Careful.
Fucking ninja person.
You become a martial arts expert.
This is what Ghost
Hi-yo.
Adventures goes through.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is weird.
It's definitely not as bad as some basements we've been in. It's a little weird though.
Those are real people.
Yeah.
Real footsteps.
Just trying to feel it. So, I'm feeling the presence of a small female. And she seems a little bit afraid. She's young. So under age 15, she's a young female. And she seems actually quite nervous and scared to come forward. I can't figure her out. She's having a little bit of trouble. It's almost something physical, either wrong with her or done to her.
Making her ability to communicate harder.
I don't know. She's afraid of men.
Is there someone here that's holding her back?
I don't know. I don't know. She just seems to like hide off in the corners and into the darkness where she won't be a bother and nobody will bother her. There's this weird sort of like this. I see this female going along the walls and hitting the walls. She walks around. She hits everything. She's tap, 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 and like she's like walking around like tapping everything. I wonder if she was having trouble seeing or if they kept her in the dark. Trying to find where she's going, where is she going, and tapping, tapping, tapping. Let me find where I'm going, where am I going? There's a level of just being lost. She feels a little lost. It feels a little hard to breathe. And, you know, it's difficult to breathe in this space. And it's as if something right in that back part of the basement just feels like a weeble wobble, like little weebly wobbly. Just it feels wobbly. I'm trying to figure it out. Makes my stomach hurt actually. Yeah, so my stomach hurts really bad, like right here. It's a lot of pain, a lot of sharp pain. Right here. It's very uncomfortable. I think I'll stand there. I think I'll take a pass on that.
That was my shoe dragging, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. This is going to sound totally abstract, and there's probably no way to even verify this, but it almost feels like the energy of either sexual trauma or trafficking trauma, like human trafficking. And I know that that's not to say necessarily that they were kept here, but for some reason I feel that energy in this space, and I don't know why.
How long ago can you tell?
Quite some time. I mean, a very long time. I can't quite place it, but it just feels like it's either sexual abuse or, you know, like rape trauma, that kind of thing. That's the kind of energy that I feel. It's a little heavy down here.
Mm-hmm. Just a wee bit.
I think I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
I haven't clocked myself yet.
Don't do it.
Getting better.
Clock yourself.
Submarines are my favorite.
No, well, yeah, those are.
Do you guys have any problems in the
There it goes.
There you go.
Do you have any problems in the backyard?
That wasn't a hard hit though. It was gonna do one.
Somebody's gonna get damaged at some point.
Like, okay, when I came up here, I almost felt like somebody was sitting in the corner. That'd be a good place to have a meter.
Yeah, we'll do a meter sweep.
In this corner here?
It's like somebody sitting right here in this chair. Just sitting and watching. Observing. Quietly observing. They just keep trying to call you everywhere.
Right.
Every which way. Man, the throat pain is uncomfortable. So one of them says they sit here and they watch things with the family. One of the souls is like, they like kick back and they get comfortable and they're just like, this whole, I get to be here with the family. And it's very like, just entertaining and possessive of the space. Just like, hey, I'm here with everybody. And the soul seems to like this seat. It's a comfortable chair. I mean, I could see why that they would like
It's
it.
a lazy boy, I think.
It's very soft and so forth.
You
But
put your feet up in it
and just kick back and lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels very loungy. A loungy soul, a very laid back loungy soul, is just comfortable and hanging out. And they seem positive, they seem nice. I get this impression that there's going to be some stuff that I think that we'll be able to debunk. I think some of it is going to be debunkable, which is good. But there is a level of energy here that is just very thick. And like I'm constantly expecting I'm going to see somebody pop out of nowhere. But yet then, then there's nothing there. And the auditory phenomena, I think, is big. So I'm just trying to quantify it. Why somebody would how is energy getting in? How is energy getting in? I think that...
That's whispering to the baby in the background,
yeah,
by the way.
not a ghost.
To debunk that.
Not a ghost. I think that to really put it into perspective, some of the meters are going to be helpful to debunk the stuff that is natural and man-made. I think that'll be very important.
To name it, sweet.
And I think that it's also kind of valuable to figure out what exactly they're experiencing as family, because I think it's layers of it. I think that everybody has had an experience, but not everybody is going to own the experience. A lot of it's going to be thrown out as nothing for a lot of people. But there are some things that just you get to the point where you can't deny it, because it's, I don't know, there's the palpable energy of just expecting something to happen, especially downstairs. It was really, really thick. It felt like I was walking through Jell-O. Is kind of the sensation that I had. So I think we ought to figure that out. Okay. Some of these souls, like there's some of them that seem really fun and really sweet and really helpful. The guy that wants to sit in this chair, he's just like, oh, let me lay back, let me just, he seems very relaxed, like he's a very comfortable soul. He just wants to kick back in his chair, is what he's telling me. So maybe I should get out of the poor guy's chair. Sorry, sir. At this juncture, I think that it would definitely be helpful if you guys want to, before we do the meter sweep, and sort of verify the areas we are having experiences and are not, that kind of stuff. Yeah. We'd like to talk to you guys about what your experiences have been, what I picked up on that you could validate, and anything you can add to that and that type of stuff. So anybody who doesn't want to be on camera, that this would be the time that you guys could kind of step either to the side or to wherever you want to be. And then with those of you that want to express your stories, then we can document your take on things and obviously validate anything that we've felt so far. And then when we do the meter sweeps, we want you guys to participate and see where things, where we're figuring stuff out, and also validate if that makes sense to any of your experiences too. We'd like your full participation.
He looked out the window and said, "There's a dead guy right there."
Oh my!
He said he got ran over by the train, and the train tracks like from here to the levee.
Yeah. Well, and kids are much more able to see that, sense that, pick up on it. They don't have that filter. As we get older, we have that logic filter that kicks in that says, "Oh no,
yeah.
Like, we're tainted by the world, so we start to lose the connection to the spiritual realm and the ability to perceive it. Yeah. Some of us keep it, and some of us don't. But kids are very honest. And my ears keep ringing really loud in here.
You're on, by the way. I kind of like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so.
I guess
sort of just organically started there.
So obviously we did our cold walkthrough, just initial feeling out the space, things that we picked up on, things that might be happening, or how my sensors were perceiving them. Yeah. But so before we do the meters, for one, did anything make sense that I said? And could you tell us a little bit about your actual experiences in the home?
The piano over there you hit on was my grandmother's. It's been in our family.
Okay.
So that could
So
be an
no wonder
attachment there.
no wonder she's so obsessed with it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's always wanted one of the kids to play the piano, what have you.
Okay.
She was also a busybody.
Oh. So getting into everything would make sense.
Yes, it would. They called her Busy Izzy.
Oh,
Busy,
jeez.
busy.
Yeah.
She seems really sweet though.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Very sweet, but just into everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
My personal experience is just the tall gentleman. I want to say he's a little taller than you said.
Okay.
6'2" maybe.
Okay. Yeah, because he seemed taller, but for me,
Lanky.
yeah.
I was sitting where you are right now, just watching my husband with the baby, and he peeks around the corner just like this, and then walks away.
Okay, so he makes sense then, yeah, because I saw a nice, tall, lanky fellow just kind of putzing around your house. I'm like, who the heck is this?
Yeah. Other than that, for me, it's just if I'm here by myself, you hear walking.
So the auditory phenomenon.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think that's just the floors, but then you hear step, 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 step.
Really?
So if it's just the floors, you like when they're moving, you just hear the creaking. But no, this is step, step, step.
That's unusual.
And then I have
Very unusual.
sleeping. I can't sleep at night. I have sleep apnea. So
Oh.
I'm awake all night most of the time, and I can hear things, and I've actually heard things being dropped.
Oh.
And I will go to the kitchen and look around, and nothing's there.
Oh, jeez.
So
Okay, so
that's the extent of my.
but at least that's sort of validated for you, and some of the things that I walked around and felt like those are experiences that you're having that they're real.
Yeah.
So.
And downstairs, I just don't go downstairs.
It felt,
It's too heavy.
yeah, exactly.
I can't
thick.
breathe.
It was hard to breathe down there, and it felt thick. It just felt thick, and I don't know how to quantify that and why that is yet. We need to figure out why, because there's something clearly going on in that space, and maybe it's the memories of the past, people who lived here before, who knows. Some thick energy is
Very
just
thick.
not, like, I think we could probably break it apart a little bit and make it lighter to some degree.
Okay.
But I mean, basements are basements. They're never like a fun zone
Yeah.
per se. But it could be a little bit lighter. It really could be. So
All right.
And if that female energy's stuck, we can send her on.
yeah, I think that maybe helping that energy would be beneficial.
Because if she's afraid and scared and hiding out, you know.
Yeah, she seems to be hiding in the corner, and I don't know what her deal is, where she came from. I don't know who she even is. She won't really talk to me.
Okay.
She's too scared.
Yeah, so I need to try to maybe work with her a little bit.
Move her on.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Yes.
And that would change the energy a lot.
That would definitely change the dynamic, because if you have a spirit that is fearful and scared of everybody and trying to hide, that energy reverberates through the entire space.
Yeah.
So it could create that uncomfortable feeling that you're having.
Makes sense.
And the sadness, too. When you get hit just out of nowhere and you're just like devastated for no reason. It's like, where the heck did that come from?
But if she's down there, would it affect us up here?
It could,
She could
yes.
very easily.
Yeah, her energy could permeate.
I'll just start crying out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll be watching a scary movie and start crying.
Yeah, you're probably empathing her energy, because her energy is palpable and active, and while she hides down there, it reverberates through your whole space.
Okay.
So, yeah, you probably have latent empathic ability. Maybe you're not all the way in touch with it, but it's...
I've closed myself off, yeah.
It's in there, and it doesn't, just because you want to close it off doesn't mean you're not still going to pick up things.
Yeah.
And clearly you are, so being
can't
grounded.
deny it.
No, I can't.
You can't run from it. Yeah,
real.
the gift will continue to try to just crack through and get your attention. And if she keeps trying to get your attention because maybe she just needs a little help and she trusts the female in the home more than everybody else, that's why you're picking up all of her emotions and her sensations. So maybe we could just give her a little bit of peace.
Makes sense.
And that might alleviate some things. It doesn't mean you're not going to have a different spirit wander in sometime, here or there, because if you're a little bit sensitive, closed off or not, and then you've got a young child in the home, so they're a beacon.
Brings it out. Yeah.
And so you may experience paranormal activity for your whole life, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. but you need to keep it balanced and in control.
Yeah, and lower volume.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not scared of it. I was only scared at the other house.
Yeah, no, that sounds worse.
That's a whole other thing.
This sounds better and it
Way
feels better, but
Yeah.
there's still areas and pockets in your home that you shouldn't feel eked out with. You should be able to go out down into your basement without being all like uncomfortable. And again, like I was saying before, I don't feel anything dark or angry or negative or attacking,
No.
but it does feel slightly just out of balance, for lack of a better term. It just feels like it's not quite in the perfect flow. There's like a little disjointed flow of energy.
I don't know to cry or scream or what.
Yeah,
Or be happy.
You're absorbing energy, so keeping you in your bubble so you're more protected and you're not absorbing other souls' energy, that will help as well.
That big time.
But crossing her over and then helping you know how to protect yourself if other energies come your way, then you're not going to absorb everybody's.
Okay.
The dead's emotions can be very poignant and palpable. So
They are.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they can be.
They're still
they can,
feeling them, and so they share.
Yeah, if they're not all the way crossed over, if they're a little stuck, that kind of thing. I think that we just want you to have the right tools, because we can't take your ability to feel those things away. But and even if it doesn't scare you, it's still not fair for them to intrude into your personal space.
I need my space. I need my space. Yeah.
Personal space is important regardless. Even with my loving spirits that I have in my house that are my family, I'm like, okay, but I love you, but there's still boundaries. It's the same boundaries with the living, You don't want somebody all up in your business, It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So the other side just needs to respect your space. And so we'll help them with that, we'll help you with that.
Okay.
And we'll get to the bottom of some of these things for you. But thank you
Sounds
for
good.
validating that some of that made sense to you.
Yeah, it
so
does.
That is good. I like it when it makes sense.
Good.
So if you want to come on over here and tell your
Maybe
truth.
my son is catching on guard to. I see shadows.
Okay, so
That's the main.
visual
That's the
phenomena.
main. Yeah, and sometimes I feel something presence in my back when I'm watching TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was feeling that
Yeah.
somebody would be watching you, okay,
Yeah.
that made sense to you.
And make it times where I'm by myself, just hear the same, a little creaking on the house.
Yeah, when
That's-
you're not moving and there's
Yes.
nobody else in the house, it's like,
What's that?
Yeah, that's the main,
Okay.
and the shadows. Catch him on guard in Diego's room.
Mm-hmm.
I thought my son was home and I looked and it was the room dark and just the shadow right there. Tall guy.
Okay, so that's
that's the tall guy.
so tall
shadow.
fellow, yeah, okay.
Tall shadow.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is and what he's got going on, but it's kind of weird.
he's peeking around corners and
Yeah.
just doing
And
stuff.
maybe he just came with the land or the house. I mean, to be honest, he could be.
Yeah.
But he needs to have good manners in
Yeah.
your home because it's your place.
Yeah, that's the main
Okay.
I experience. And sometimes like sun, I don't know if it's shadows or what, crawling onto the, like I can see it here and boom, disappear.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I've seen stuff like that before.
Yeah, that's but it's been a while. And
Couple
I've been probably a month. Even I told my wife, and I've been experiencing nothing
Good.
for now.
Good.
So, but she tells me it's there.
Yeah, no, and it isn't, and like I was saying, it could come in ebbs and flows. You know,
Yes.
you'll experience a lot, then nothing, and then back and forth. And again, I can't take all the paranormal experiences away because you have people in the home that are more in tune. But we can lower the volume a little.
Yeah.
We can make it so everyone's in harmony. You as the living, them as the deceased, and just everybody could kind of be at peace together.
Yes.
And that's what we want, is everyone to be at peace. You know, including the deceased energies that are maybe a little scared. They might need some help. So
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're making noise.
yeah, no, and I would love to be able to help them and help you guys.
Yeah.
You know, just so you can love your home, because it's a very great house. I like it. It's lovely, lovely home, and it's very quaint.
Is there any way that you know who is it?
We're gonna try to figure that out based on if they'll talk to us on some of our devices or interact, or if
come
they'll
forward a little more.
you know, yeah, if they'll just come forward and show me a little more. The taller male, he just sort of stands to the side. He's a very strong, silent, stoic type, like a man of few words. He actually seems to be a little authoritarian and a little kind of sort of stubborn. He has a very stubborn vibe to him, and sort of believes like women's roles, man's roles, and like where kids are supposed to come into play. Like he seems to be very segmented on how he thinks about things. So it seems like he's got old-fashioned values, like, you know, values from the 50s or, you know, that type of value system. 50s, 60s, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I feel from him. But if he doesn't want to tell me everything, I mean, we can't control the dead. We can't make them. You know, like do it right this minute. But we can give them the chance to give us more. And if they do, then awesome. If not, we're just going to balance the energy, and they can either play nice or they have to go somewhere else. They can stay if they're nice and they're helping. But if they're not helping you, then they have to move along.
So,
because I wandered in your room and described a few things, so I'm sure that probably weirded you out. But
yes, you did like kind of hit a home spot when you said the capabilities to associate in a way, and just the lack of desire or interest to do so. Because usually when I tune myself to listen or try to see what's around me, it tends to intensify and bother me. Because considering, yes, I am a teenager, and at weekends sometimes I don't like to sleep on time, so the later it gets, I'm not sure if it's either the sleep deprivation or like that plus what's around me. I find it gets harder and harder to fall asleep, because when I do try to fall asleep, I become bothered or disturbed by everything around me.
I'm so sorry.
I used to spend a majority of my time when I'd get home from school on the other side of the basement besides my room, and just kind of hang out there, since it's cooler there. Like the atmosphere is fresh, pretty much. And over time, I noticed that the piece where you could pull the metal back, that was already there. I looked inside, and I noticed that there's an extra room there. So my interest began to peak, and I looked behind the dresser, and I was the first one to move it.
Oh, boy.
And as soon as I moved that, I got hit with the feeling of just cold, and from there, as soon as I felt that, I left the area, I turned off the light, and I went to my room. Before I left the area,
Did it made you feel a little uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to do, so I simply apologized.
That
seems to be the best thing to do.
Sorry for bothering you. Okay.
I apologized for disturbing, and I just went to my room and tried to clear my mind, but I started to hear at night I have a window down there. I don't see the purpose of it. But
it seems like
that's a little strange, isn't it?
Yeah. Beautiful view, I see. At times I would begin to hear tapping from either the window or the opposite side of the wall. And
there you go.
That tapping. Oh God.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad I could validate you. At least you're not nuts. I mean, that's good, right?
But after time, whenever I'd walk around either at night or if I'd just be sitting in my room in my chair or when I'm home alone, I'd always feel watched, spectating. Sometimes it would disappear. Other times, especially when I would be sitting out here, I do find it's a comfortable place to come sit out here or sit on the couch. So I'll come sit out here, but it's not long that it takes for me to become uncomfortable, like I'm being spectated too intensely.
Yeah.
So I'll just return to my room.
What a creepy feeling.
Well, they're interested in you because you have the ability to perceive them. You're at an age where if you have any natural ability, that will start to bloom and come out. It does hit in the teen years a lot. It'll explode your ability a little bit, and so you're experiencing it more because you're at that age and at that time where it could happen to you. But I mean, I can't take her abilities away. I can't take people's abilities away from them, but I can help you feel a little bit more in charge, so you don't have to feel so overrun by these energies and entities that might come near you. You could just set boundaries. If you're not comfortable, just say, hey, thanks for being around, but I need my space. You don't bother me when I'm sleeping, eating, You set boundaries just like you would with living people. You wouldn't let one of your friends from school just walk in your room and stare at you and, You know, like you'd say, okay, dude, no, that's weird. You know, same thing with the deceased energy. You just say, no, that's weird. I'm cool. Like, you know, you
Not on the guest
you
list.
can back off now. You can still tell them that you're not comfortable with
you're
something.
solid. They're not. So you're.
Yeah, you set the rules.
That's how I've tended to become lately, as of the lack of interest into listening. I'll just, whenever I do hear things, I just primarily say, I'm not exactly interested in what you have to offer me.
Good,
because you're not ready. You're not prepared to.
Yeah, you're not in that
to
place.
manage it. Yeah, for sure.
And that's good. I mean, at least you're working on it, and that's all you can do. You know, just setting those boundaries. But we will do a real comprehensive cleansing today that will lighten the energy. Again, it doesn't remove any positive spirits that are here that are just looking after you guys to protect you.
Like grandma.
And so those spirits will. If they do push your boundaries, the loving, friendly family ones, you'll have to still tell them, hey, love you, but give me a little space, give me a little breathing room. You know?
Grandma, can you not?
The tall figure, my
old.
father reminded me. My grandfather, I never exactly met him, but he was a very tall person, and very, as you said, old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But I don't exactly know what he's about or anything like that, so I'm not exactly sure if the tall figure is my grandfather or not.
We would sure like to see if maybe we can get him to verify it on some of the equipment, if it is him or if it isn't him. Because he's just not saying a lot to me right now.
He's just real quiet.
Very strong silent type is what I'm getting from him. But the thing is with spirits, even if you either never met them or you only met them when you were young or that kind of thing. I mean, I've got a couple of great-grandfathers in my house that died before I was born. But they love me and they love the family and they like to protect and they like to help. And they do kind of stay off to the distance in the background. They just kind of hover and look and peek and watch and just make sure things are going good and things are going well. They sort of stand like guardians and sentinels, you know. That's sort of their job and what they want to do. So that could be something he's trying to do, but just sometimes he ends up being a little weird and creepy and accidentally, and he doesn't mean to be. But perhaps I can get him to verify that it's him on one of the meters and, you know, and say maybe he can touch one of like the REM pod or maybe he can talk or do something to verify that it's actually him. And if it's not, then maybe we can get an answer if it's somebody else. Yeah, and we'll try everything to get you guys the best answers. I can never promise anything because, again, we don't control the dead. We can't make them perform on cue. I mean, they're not a circus act. But we want to give them a chance to verify that and also give you guys the peace of mind to know that, hey, it's, you know, it's you know, something you guys can manage collectively. You guys can do this together as a family. You absolutely can manage it. It doesn't have to run your life. You can live, like I said, in harmony with the other side. But again, it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel evil. It just feels like, you know, it feels like boundaries just need to be set a little bit better. That's really what it feels like. Just better boundaries for everybody, both you guys and them, and then everyone can just kind of be happy. But I'm already feeling, even after a really hearty blessing, you're probably still going to have an occasional activity because you have family spirits here, and they don't go away. Trust me.
Just tell them to quit making so much noise.
Yeah, just tell them to quiet down.
Quiet down, people.
Like, look, I love you, but quiet down. You know, it's some of my dead are a little loud too, so it's
and
not.
They've been known to be clumsy at times.
And they can be solid. You know, sometimes they can be super solid. You know, Brent has come to my house and seen my grandmother full-bodied, you know, in the hallway.
No, you saw Grandma full on.
Yeah, and it's startling. You're like, oh,
that's okay.
You know, and it can be surprising, but it's just, you know, it's part of life with, you know, with the other side. So, but a lot of what we felt so far does make sense to you guys, and it sounds like.
That's good. Glad.
Well, then what we'll do is we'll break out some meters. We'll sweep through the entire house. You guys can follow along with us, and we'll see if we get anything that makes any sense. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.